Three recent major summits shaping the world order: the United Nations General Assembly, the meeting of the BRICS, and the World Trade Organization Public Forum. Welcome to a special edition of Race for the Empire, because let's be frank, state and non-state actors, everybody somehow wants to rule the world, the real one or the cyber one. This week, from different locations and events, I'll share with you my brief insight. Insults and threats, unfortunately, the highlights of the United Nations General Assembly. On the one side, the US supported subsequently by Israel, and the other countries being Iran and North Korea. The main dispute: nuclear capabilities. The Secretary General of the United Nations referred that traditional forms of regulating affairs must be reformed. My take: the world's conflicts are escalating and science and technology are evolving with an accelerated pace. The UN has the challenge not only to keep up, but to quickly adapt the world's bureaucracy to listen promptly, decide justly, and rapidly implement pragmatic solutions, whenever able to enforce them. Therefore, the institution behind me will need constant reform, not an easy task, and maybe new capabilities. Furthermore, two absentees to this year's General Assembly caught my attention: China's President Xi Jinping and Russia's President Vladimir Putin. Their statements on the current affairs, mainly the nuclear matters, would have been very interesting, and hopefully they remain strong supporters of the UN. De-escalation is urgently needed to prevent a nuclear-armed conflict. I expect that during this summit, non-public meetings and agreements serve that purpose, or at least back channels were set. The BRICS Summit. As part of the next steps of this group, China's President Xi Jinping proposed a roadmap to facilitate investment and increase cooperation in the fields of industry, e-commerce, and innovation. He also added the need to have closer ties with the rest of the world while playing a more active role in the global governance to make the international order more just and equitable. Furthermore, Russia's President Vladimir Putin proposed a barrier-free online trading and considered the need to create a BRICS platform for energy research and increase public-private partnerships. My take: the BRICS will continue promoting globalization, trade, and cooperation. They benefit from that. If the BRICS give priority and truly commit to common goals over their differences, they could significantly change the world order by creating a counterbalance to the West, along with increasing their influence on international organizations. Also, for this summit, China invited some other countries as guests and have considered the idea of a BRICS Plus group. So, sooner or later, they may increase the memberships and gain even more influence in the world order. Trade behind the headlines. That was the theme of this year's World Trade Organization Public Forum. I had the chance to be a speaker in this event as a board member of the International Chamber of Commerce. My take, which I shared in my presentation, was free trade agreements are advantages for the parties involved, creating multiple benefits which are also shared with other parties. Thorough assessments and success cases were presented to demonstrate the closing balance of trade is positive in numerous variables. I was also invited as a panelist for a political risk conference at the Oxford Analytica Annual Conference. My take: companies have to proactively anticipate and mitigate political risk, which has been gaining ground as a major concern for businesses. Congratulations to Oxford Analytica, always gathering the top level of analysts, executives, academia, international organizations, and government to discuss thorough insights and the perspective of the world order. Don't forget to subscribe to Race for the Empire, follow me on Twitter, and see you on the next episode.